Hey, what's going on, fam? It's your boy PT coming at you with our 12th and final word of the week for our Spread Love Not Fear campaign. Woohoo! You made it, right? I just want to give you some quick highlights of what's been going on these past 12 weeks. We've seen over, I think, 100 gospel contexts. I mean, that's me just being conservative about it, but we started this campaign with this mentality that it's our moral obligation to share the good news, and 12 weeks later, over 100 gospel contacts. So praise the Lord for that, right? Whether you know it or not, you've been trained to share the gospel with your family, with the stranger off the street, or even that one close friend that's been with you forever, okay? You've been trained to use the moral law to answer major objections to the Christian faith, using the three circles, how to have conversational icebreakers in whatever surroundings you find yourself in, or creating meaningful conversations, and just really getting into the heart of why we do what we do. So I thank God for the opportunity afforded to us to do this these past 12 weeks. And for all of you who participated, I've personally been challenged, and I've definitely grown in my faith through these past 12 weeks in doing these things too. So, it's not just for new believers, this is for everybody. So I've been growing a lot. But to end our campaign, the final and 12th week, I want to give you guys one last talk today. And it's about parties. That's right. Never underestimate the power of a well-timed party. Okay? You heard it straight from me. I'm giving you the go to throw a party. Throw a party. It's one of the most organic ways to share your faith. Some of the best moments in the New Testament happened when Jesus was at a party, right? The famous, it's the sick that needs a doctor line from Jesus that happened at party. He broke down status and ranks within a culture at a party. The woman who washed Jesus's feet, and everyone was all complaining about it, happened at a party. Yeah, he broke through gender boundaries and the elevation of women. He said that this woman's story will be told wherever the gospel is told. How crazy is that, right? And the tax collector, Zacchaeus, whose conviction led to reformation of his life, where he became ultimately generous and giving away his wealth. A lot of great and awesome things happen at parties. And so I want to share with you just kind of some advantages and some thoughts to consider when you're throwing a party. So my first question is, what's the advantage of the party? What is it? Okay. Couple things. First, it's the environment. Think about this. It's such a comfortable environment to invite your friends and families to. Like, who doesn't like a relaxing environment with food, drinks, and laughter? Correct? How about this? The second thing is the advantage of time. You don't have to feel pressure when conversing with a person. When you go out and you're sharing the faith on the streets, you feel like you're pressured because you feel like, I need to get through the message. I need to get there as soon as possible because I don't want them to run. I want this to mean something. But at a party, it can be organic. It just slowly comes out. The conversation moves towards that normally and naturally, right? No pressure. The third thing, what's the advantage of a party? The support. You have your church family there to support you, to back you up, or to continue a conversation where you left off. If there's someone you're trying to reach and you're bringing them to the party, you can let your church family know beforehand, and people come alongside you and kind of support you and remind and help you in the midst of them being at the party, right? Extroverts and introverts end up supporting each other. I mean, both are God's gift to a community. But when an extrovert can, break the ice, but an introvert usually comes in and be more intentional, dive deeper with the person. So it's such a great support system when you're at a party. So next question I want to ask is, how should we share in a party setting? How should we go about it? Conversational or confrontational? The gospel will always be confrontational to a person's inner sin, no matter what. So you do what you gotta do to say what you gotta do, and say what you gotta say to bring a dead person back to life. But with that said, it's wisest in a party to engage in a conversational style evangelism. Ask thoughtful questions to get deep into their held beliefs and convictions. You don't need to push them to a point. You don't need to push your point. Just listen. Remember, the gospel is the thing that is offensive. It shouldn't be you. Ask God for the right moment to say something. This usually does come. So if you ask him, it'll come. If it doesn't come, it's okay. It's a long night. Eventually, God will do something, right? And thirdly, share a story. Your testimony, something that you did recently that God did recently in your life. People love stories. That's why Jesus told stories all the time. So when you're at a party setting, do conversational evangelism. Really get to know the person, get deeper, be engaged, right? Make it organic. And the question is, when should we throw a party? Like I said before, never underestimate the power of a well-timed party. You know, throw a party whenever you have the ability. Thanksgiving, right? Love throwing Thanksgiving parties in my house. It's one of my favorite holidays of the year, right? Christmas, those Secret Santas that people do. Right? New Year's party, New Year's Eve party, countdown. Super Bowl. Super Bowl is my favorite party to throw. You know, everyone comes along. We have opportunities for everybody. People who love sports, people who just like commercials, or they just like to gather or just eat. Super Bowl is one of the best opportunities to throw a party. Birthdays, game night, July 4th barbecue, etc. You name it, just throw a party. Okay. Anytime you can gather together is a good time. Okay. So here's my conclusion. It's been real, family. Thank you so much for walking with us for the Spread Love Not Fear for this year, 2022. We hope that it's been helpful for you, and we hope that God is going to be doing great work in your life as well as it works in the life of our church here. And if you're just a friend and you're sitting there and you're watching, you've been following us for 12 weeks, hey, praise the Lord for that. Keep up the good work. Let's run this race together. Let's have no regrets when we see our Father. All right, in heaven. Love you guys. Be good. I'll see you when I see you.